Hey YouTube, welcome back to Dwayne's World. So are you curious on how well my Perrenial Rye overseeding project came out? Well, if you want to find out, you better stay tuned. Alright guys, so welcome back to Season 4. That's right, Season 4, Episode 1. Now you may be curious, Dwayne, how are you in Season 4? Your last episode was only a couple weeks ago. Well, the reason why I figured, you know what, I better kick off Season 4 now is because it's the start of the Perrenial Rye. Now, a lot of the content I'll be featuring on my channel is going to have to do with my Perrenial Rye. However, don't worry. I still have a lot of things in store for the Bermuda, even though it's going to go to sleep. Now, I know you guys want to see the catalyst in action. I'm sure you guys want to see more cartridges. And I plan on doing that, even on the dormant grass. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, and it's kind of going to be an experiment, is I really want to thin out that turf before the spring season. So when the spring starts to heat up, my grass is going to be ready to go. Now, because of where I live in California, we never really get into any freezing temperature, so it's not going to damage my Bermuda, even if I start to scalp it down lower as we continue into the colder months. So that's why I kind of figured, hey, it's a great opportunity to be able to kind of spread out that thinning out of the turf, so that way I'm not taking it all off in the month of March. All right, guys, so here it is. It's probably been about maybe 2.5 weeks since I threw down the Perrenial Rye grass seed on top of my Bermuda here. But God, I gotta tell you, the color's looking great, and in a lot of parts of the lawn, it is looking extremely thick. So definitely by going with that heavier rate of grass seed has definitely paid off. Now, I have done one mow since throwing down the grass seed, probably about 3-4 days ago. And I used the Ego, cut it at a pretty high height of cut, but that's why you're seeing some lines here from that mower. But today, we're gonna get on our first real mow. But I'm absolutely happy with how far this overseeding project has come thus far. Now, I do still have a couple of areas that still need to fill in here. And as you guys can see, they will fill in because I have germination there. So it'll definitely thicken up over the next few days. Now, one of the areas I did struggle with a little bit, for whatever reason, was in this part of my lawn here. Now, what I did, and it is coming in now, is I went ahead and threw down some more grass seed and a little bit of topsoil on top of these areas. That definitely helped out in being able to get these areas to fill in a lot quicker. But I got to tell you, that is just looking absolutely fabulous. And I cannot wait to be able to lay down that stripe action. So with that, let me go ahead and show you guys what mower I'll be using for the first real mow on the Perrenial Rye. All right, and that's what we'll be using today. The 20-inch GR Series Mclane. That's right. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, Dwayne, why are you not choosing to go with the California trimmer? Either the Classic or the Catalyst. And the reason why is because on the Classic, although I absolutely love the Classic, because of the rear tire design, it tends to leave those pinstripes in the lawn, which I would like to try not to see, especially on the Perrenial Rye. Now, on the Mclane, as you guys can see here, as I pointed out in prior comparison videos, it does have those flat tires where it tends not to leave those lines in the lawn when you're mowing. Now, as far as the Catalyst is concerned, because of the fact that the Perrenial Rye is still so new, and the Catalyst is a heavy machine, I think in some cases I could be ripping up the turf as I make a turn. So I really just don't want to do that until the grass has become a little more established. And at that point, I'll be able to use the Catalyst and lay down some phenomenal stripe action, which I'm very, very excited about. Now, when it comes to the Mclane, though, let me tell you, it will also lay down some phenomenal stripes. For those of you that are new to my channel, this is a 7-blade Mclane powered by a Briggs and Stratton motor, and it does have a hybrid front roller. And what I mean by hybrid is the bracketry system is actually from rear rollers, but the front roller itself is actually the split roller that you would find on the California Trimmer Classic. Now, I will be catching my clippings, which is why you are seeing the grass catcher, and I will be using the grass topper that's offered by rear rollers. So with that, let's go ahead and get on to our mow. All right, guys, so where I have the height of cut set here is actually set to the highest setting here on the Mclane based on the axle position. Now, that height of cut, I believe, is about 7/8. Might be a little bit lower than that just because I do have the front groove roller, which can alter the height of cut. But I think that's going to be a really good height of cut, and we should get some phenomenal stripe action with that. All right, guys, so when I mowed the first time with the Ego I think the height of cut was somewhere about 1.5 inches. And really all I was doing is really just taking the top off the lawn just to really even it out. Now with the Mclane, I absolutely will be dropping that height of cut since that first mow. So with the height of cut of 1 inch, what I might be doing is breaking the 1/3 rule, which is why I'm choosing to bag my clippings, just so I don't have a big mess on my hands. So with that, let's go ahead and get on to the mow. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the grass clippings here. As you can see here, the color, oh, it's just looking phenomenal. Cuts look good. Now I'm probably pretty close to breaking the 1/3 rule. The only thing I put down so far as fertilizer is concerned is the PGF Complete. And I'll probably apply more in about a week or so. All right, guys, so here we are, the Mclane. Let's see what type of stripe action we got. Oh, yeah. Actually, it's gonna look better when I come around to the other side of the lawn here. But as you guys can see, again, my areas there will fill in. Definitely look much, much better in another week or so. But, come on. Look at those stripes, even in the shade. Now, when you come over here to the sun, actually a little bit harder to see. Let me come around to the other side here. As you guys see here as I turn the camera, absolutely looking great. Now, I will have to kind of clean up around the tree there, along the back here. I'll be breaking out the rotary scissors to be able to take care of that. However, I just gotta take a minute here and just enjoy that stripe action. Looks great. All right, guys, so, probably one thing I would have done a little differently before today's mow is the sprinklers actually ran this morning. And the ground is a little bit softer than I probably should have mowed on. But that's okay. Probably the next time I get my mow in, I'll make sure it dries out a little bit more. Temperatures right now, probably in the 70s. Really, really beautiful weather right now. Overnight lows are somewhere in the 50s. So definitely great time of year for Perrenial Rye to really start germinating and really starting to thicken up. You can definitely see why so many cool season folks absolutely love the Perrenial Rye stripe action. Now, one of the things I want to show you something I kind of ran across as I was mowing. A lot of people describe Perrenial Rye as the cheat code as it relates to grass. So let me show you why that is. All right, so take a look. On my water box here, got Perrenial Rye shooting up right there. Now, all that is just a little bit of dirt that is on top of this cover. Now, the hole in there probably isn't any deeper than a ½ an inch. But look how great Perrenial Rye came out with just that. And that's why it's always so perplexing. It's one of those things about grass in general. You have areas like that where Perrenial Rye will grow. And in fact, it'll probably even grow on concrete. But then yet I have areas in my lawn that have a bare spot. It doesn't make sense. But I would not be getting that stripe action if it wasn't for the Perrenial Rye. All right, so just kind of in closing, it was a lot of fun being able to put this Perrenial Rye project together for you guys. It's only on to bigger and better things now. As that Perrenial Rye really thickens up, we're gonna get some phenomenal stripe action. Cannot wait to get the Catalyst on this lawn. Also the California Trimmer Classic and my old 25-inch Mclane did very well on the Perrenial Rye last year. So if you wanna see all that, make sure, give me a like on this video, subscribe to my channel. And as always, be excellent and party on.